Hi sewing friends, my name is Elisa. Welcome to my channel, My Superpower. This video is part of the 24 Days of Christmas Sewing Edition Vlogmas tour going on. This was set up by Agata from in Agata's Cottage and Sam from Sequin Girly Creates. And this is an opportunity for all the creatives, all the sewing vloggers that would like to participate in Vlogmas but don't have the capacity, don't have the time to vlog each and every day. So this is an opportunity for us to take part in this Vlogmas thing that's been going on for years on YouTube. And I'm grateful for Agata and Sam for coming up with this idea. Yesterday's video was from Creative Mama of 3, and tomorrow you will see a video by So Very Laura. If you want to check out all the channels, all the vloggers participating in this tour, make sure to follow the hashtag Sewing Vlogmas Tour. I'm here on day 17 of the Vlogmas Tour, and in this video I'm going to show you how to quickly make a fabric ornament. These are the ornaments that I made. I just used fabric scraps. You don't need lots of materials for this. I will show you what I used. So you need fabric, a ribbon, you need sewing thread. Because I wanted to make it a bit festive, I chose to go with golden thread, but you can use regular thread to match, either to match your fabric or something contrasting. You need beading, you need pinking shears, you need a marking tool, and you're going to need, well, you don't need it necessarily. You can either eyeball it or use templates for the form you are going to create. I chose to make star ornaments, so I used a template I already had from stars that I usually use to make appliques on my son's clothing or on children's clothing. But you can also trace it by hand or use a different shape. You can cut rectangles or squares or circles or animal shapes, whatever you like as an ornament. I'm going to tell you how I made these star ornaments. I wrote down the step-by-step, so I'm going to be looking down from time to time. The first thing you have to do is to cut your fabric. So you have your star template and you have a square template that's bigger than your star. What you're going to do is I place the fabric so that it's doubled, so that I only have to cut once for one ornament. You need 2 pieces of fabric for one ornament. I place the square on top of the fabric and cut around. You then have to place the star on top of your fabric on the right side and trace the shape of the shape of the star. You should leave about 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters seam allowance, so to say, from the tips of the star to the end of the square. So that's where you're going to cut around at the end. So once you've marked your star, let me tell you, I used friction markers, and the line disappears if you use heat, if you apply heat on it, but it's not even important, because if you make, when you're sewing along that line, if you make your stitch wide enough, it covers the tracing line. You can either use chalk or some kind of erasable pen, but I didn't even erase my lines. It wasn't necessary. So after you've done that, you trace your shape, you trace your star, then you are going to sew along those lines. And usually when you are stuffing something, you leave one side open. In this case, because my star is relatively small, I left two legs of the star, or two arms, I don't know, open to make it easier for me to stuff the bedding inside the star. So you sew along the lines, leave an opening, and then take your bedding and insert the bedding inside of the star. I think I said it before, I wanted my ornament to be a bit more festive, so I used golden embroidery floss, golden embroidery thread. But you can use regular thread, you can use thread that is the same color of your fabric or in a contrasting color. That's up to you. I sewed using a narrow zigzag stitch. I wanted to cover the lines that I had marked, so that worked out really well. After you stuff the bedding, I used a chopstick to get into the corners of each star leg or arm. That worked out really well. You don't need much bedding, at least for the size that I was using. And what's the next step? Exactly. After you've done that, you close the side that you had left open, and then you're left with a square with a star that is already filled. And then you're going to take your pinking shears and cut around the star, leaving a margin of approximately 1 centimeter. At least I think for the size that I made, 1 centimeter is enough. If you make a bigger size, maybe you think you should leave more seam allowance. The last step is to make something to hang your ornament. I chose ribbon, but you can also use thread, some kind of cord to hang your ribbon on the tree. What I did was I just used regular fabric glue, but I think you can also use hot glue or just sew it. But this was easier for me. So what I did was I went here in one of these tips or arms or legs of the star. I don't know what to call it. Here in this tip, I applied fabric glue. I folded my ribbon in half and I placed it in the middle, pressed, and it was done. So I now realize that my trees are not are upside down because of where I placed the ribbon. It doesn't bother me much, but if you have a directional design, maybe you should pay attention. But it's okay. So these are the ornaments I made. They only take a little bit of fabric. So if you already have, I was planning to make table runners or napkins for Christmas. That's why I bought this fabric. But I'm running out of time, or I ran out of time already, and I'm not going to stress about it. There are lots of things going on, so I'm just going to stick with the ornaments for this year, and maybe next year I'll get to do the table runner. But if you have scraps, they don't have to be Christmas themed. If you have beautiful fabric you want to use, then go ahead. It's a good way of using up your fabric scraps. These ornaments are done in no time. You probably have everything you need already at home. You don't have to go out and buy something. Yeah, this was my contribution to the Vlogmas sewing tour. I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a nice day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.